Hello everyone, and as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about All the Good Things by Clare Fisher. Disclaimer out of the way first, I was sent this book by the publisher, but this in no way affects my review of this book. The story follows a 21-year-old woman called Beth, who is in prison for a crime she won't talk about. She refers to it throughout the story as the bad thing, and she attends weekly sessions with her therapist Erica, who suggests that Beth writes a list of all of the good things in her life in order to come to terms with the bad thing that she did, hence the title, All the Good Things. When I requested this book, obviously I was interested in the premise, but I expected it to be one of those stories where I read it, I enjoy it, and I move on and don't really think about it again, but boy was I wrong. Rather than this simply just being a basic list of all of the good things, what you get is an insight into Beth's life. For each of the things on her list, she talks about a moment that particular thing relates to. So slowly, as you make your way through this list, you start to build up a bigger picture of who she is, what her life was like, and what inevitably led her to being in prison for something that's so bad that she just can't bring herself to openly admit that she did. And it's so clever in the way that it's done. It feels like she's invited you into her house and she's slowly allowing you access to more of the rooms in her house, and as that happens you get a bigger picture of what her life is like. It reached a point where I didn't care about what she did to end up in prison. I just wanted to know more about her life. And that's when you know that a book is good. When the initial thing that draws you in is not the thing that ends up capturing your attention. I just wanted to know more about her. It felt like I was sitting down in a coffee place with her, sitting across from her, just listening to her tell her story. And I know it's weird to say, but I genuinely forgot that I was reading a book at times. This character just felt so real, and her story just felt so real that I forgot that I was reading a book about someone that doesn't actually exist. It was so utterly compelling. I was just so encapsulated to the point that when I turned the page and I was met with the acknowledgements, I felt cheated. I wanted to know more, and I still do want to know more about what happens to this character. While there is obviously a lot of plot to this, as I mentioned, as you get little snapshots of various parts of her life, this feels very much a more character driven book for me. I feel that if the character wasn't as interesting and compelling, that this story wouldn't hold together as well as it does. It just feels so good to read a book I actually enjoyed, because I have read a lot of books so far this year already, but I haven't really loved any of them. Whereas this is one of those stories that is gonna stay with me for a really long time. It was just such a well put together book. The pacing was great, all of the characters were interesting. It was one of those books where I was walking down the street reading it. I literally could not take my eyes away from my Kindle. It was one of those books where I did the whole just one more chapter with, and then suddenly it was like 2 o'clock in the morning and I was still reading. It's just so good, and genuinely I cannot stress that anymore. And this is a debut, I believe. I believe that this is a debut. It is. It's a debut book, and that just blows my mind even more. I'm just gonna give up on writing if that's how great someone's first book is. What? So that's all I have to say about All the Good Things by Clare Fisher. Are you going to read it? What are you currently reading and enjoying at the moment? Let me know in the comments below, and I will be back with a new video soon. Bye!